Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. Gosh, I think it's Friday at least. Sorry I'm late. Smokey, I was trying to wait to see what he was doing. He's acting really confused this morning. You know, he's lost his eyesight. He's a 13-year-old schnauzer, and I don't know. I feel so bad for him. I think he's losing his hearing, y'all. Here he comes, opening my door. Speak of the devil. Hey, Colonel. Okay, let me look at my live chat and say good morning. Okay, let me go back up there. I see Leroy, Alex, Melanie, Sapphire, Debbie, Gabby, Stacy, Sherlyn, Mandolin. Finally made it. Finally made it. Sapphire, you just had a message deleted by the Google moderator team. I just seen it. I'm going to say, give me just 1 second before we get to our topics. I'm going to see if I can take a screenshot of this on my phone because it's not a rogue mod. If a rogue mod deleted something, I could see it and they'd have a wrench beside their name. Okay, let's see. It does not show up on my phone, but I can see it on my computer screen. Hold on, we're going to screen share this crap right now. Hold on a minute, guys. Then we're going to get to our freaking topics. We got a lot to talk about this morning. Amanda, you and I need to get together and do the Barbie and Ken murders whenever you're free. Okay, let's go back up here. Right there it is. Sapphire. Message deleted by the Google moderator team. There is no wrench beside of that. There is no place for me to review this message. Uh-oh, crap. I'm playing it on my phone. There's no wrench beside of it. Now, there is a thread on Reddit. I've not got to go through it about this problem, but this may be connected to our Discord, Mandolin, because I know this happens on your channel too. It may be some kind of Discord hacker. Sapphire, what did your message say? Oh, I see nurse teachers, cement shoes. I see a bunch of people I didn't see before. I'm sorry, guys. Good morning to everyone. Okay, let's quit screen sharing. Hey, Red Rhyme. Oh, I see Alex, too. Man, the Google mods are on some bullcrap. Like, where did this come from? Just out of the blue. This started happening, like, all over the drama community. It's happening in my channel. It looks like it just happened again to Sapphire. Message deleted by the Google moderator team. Again. I don't know what the problem is with that, guy. So if anybody's messages gets deleted and you know you've not been disrespectful, it's that crap happening. Okay? I just want to clarify that so nobody gets upset, makes another post about me. Okay, I'm not going to get on that. So what up first? Now, y'all's going to have to overlook me this morning because I have been manic as hell. I barely got any sleep. But first up, we're going to talk about the Rhoden family murders. Now, Red Rum Media sent me this article. Shout out to her. Y'all subscribe to her true crime channel. It's Red Rum Media. Thank you, girl, for sending me this because I did not see it. Can you believe it? Jake Wagner has he's pleaded guilty to 8 counts of aggravated murder. Now, he's hoping that the judge will spare him the death penalty. And this happened in 2016 in Piketon, Ohio, in Pike County. And there's actually a Pike County in Kentucky, too. Okay, let me screen share and we'll read this. See what's happening. I was hoping that they all was going to go to trial. This is such a tragic case. I put in my thumbnail Rhoden family massacre because this family, it was a massacre. 8 people were dead. They killed these people so that they wouldn't be able to get custody of the little girl. I think, was it Jake that had a baby by Hannah Mae Rhoden, 19 years old? And so that's why these murders happened. The Wagners didn't want the Rhodens to have custody of the grandbaby that the family shared. And, anyways, Christopher Rhoden Sr., 40 years old, was killed. Clarence Frankie Rhoden, 20. Dana Lynn Rhoden, 37. Gary Rhoden, 38. Hannah Mae Rhoden, 19. And I just want to say, she was killed in the bed and she had a baby laying beside of her. Thank God the baby was not harmed. Hannah Gilly, age 20. Kenneth Rhoden, 44. Christopher Rhoden Jr., 16. They wanted to make sure that the Rhodens could not get custody of that little girl. I cannot believe it's been 5 years. Anyways, let's get to it. Edward Jake Wagner will now plead guilty to 8 counts of aggravated murder in the slayings of 8 members of the Rhoden family 5 years ago. 5 years to the day after 8 members of the Rhoden family were found dead in 2016. 28-year-old Jake Wagner appeared in a Pike County courtroom Thursday taking a plea deal. He will plead guilty to 8 counts of aggravated murder. He also agreed to plead guilty to gun specifications or something, conspiracy, burglary, possession of dangerous ordnance, and tampering with evidence. In exchange, prosecutors will drop the possibility of the death penalty. 8 members of the Rhoden family, 7 adults and a teenage boy, were shot execution style at 4 homes near Piketon, about 90 miles east of Cincinnati in rural Ohio, on April 21st and 22nd, 2016. Christopher Rhoden Sr., 40, Clarence Frankie Rhoden, 20, Dana Lynn Rhoden, 37, Gary Rhoden, 38, Hannah Mae Rhoden, 19, Hannah Gilly, 20, Kenneth Rhoden, 44, Christopher Rhoden Jr., 16, were shot and killed. The 2016 killings went without a break in the case for months. For 2 years, rumor after rumor circulated as to who the killers were as the largest criminal investigation in Ohio's history unfolded. The killings terrified local residents and spawned rumors that it was a drug hit. Authorities said marijuana growing operations were found at 3 of the 4 crime scenes. While that's not uncommon in this area, it stoked rumors that the slayings were drug related. Look, I think everybody in rural communities grows weed. Finally, in November 2018, 4 members of the Wagner family, a prominent Pike County clan, were arrested and charged with the murders. In addition to Jake Wagner, others charged in the case include George Billy Wagner III, Angela Wagner, and George Wagner. Is that the 6th? I'm bad at Roman numerals, y'all. The Wagner family lived in Peebles, Ohio at the time of the killing, but later moved to Alaska, returning in the spring. Among the victims were Jake Wagner's longtime former girlfriend, 19-year-old Hannah Rhoden, who shared custody of their daughter, her parents, siblings, and other relatives. Rhoden had been in bed with her newborn when she was killed. The baby wasn't hurt. The coroner said all but one of the victims was shot more than once, including 2 people shot 5 times and 1 shot 9 times. Some also had bruising, consistent with the first 911 caller's description of 2 victims appearing to have been beaten. There's pictures of them all, guys. It's so sad. 8 members of a family took out in one freaking night. This was really planned out. Now, I've watched a documentary on it and read a lot about it. Now, allegedly, the Wagners, they went and done like recon. You know what I mean? They went and like scoped the place out, watched these people's movements. This was really planned out. Even the grandmother was in on this. I believe she was the ringleader of this. And what the great grandmother of, let's say, no, it would be the grandmother of Jake Wagner. She was in on this too. She forged some custody papers after the murder, and she was arrested too. They cuffed and stuffed that old lady too. Anyways, prayers for that community and the remaining members of the Rhoden family. It's so sad. We'll have to see what happens with the rest of them, whether they take plea deals or not. I was really hoping that it was going to go to trial. I didn't really think that they would take any kind of plea deals. I guess they've had a long time to think about their crimes. Because they've been in jail for, what, 5 years now? Well, no, not 5 years. About 3 years now, I guess. But anyways, prayers for that family. Now, I'm going to tell you what, it takes some evil people to sit and plot to kill 8 members of a family because you don't want to share custody. Now that kid's mom is gone. Her dad and the rest of her family are going to be in prison for the rest of their lives. And somebody's going to have to sit that little girl down one day and tell her what happened when she gets old enough to understand, you know. I'd hate to have to be the one to have that talk with her. Bless her little heart. Her sweet bones. Imagine what it's going to be like for her when she finds out, when she's older, and she finds out that her dad, grandparents, uncle, great-grandmother plotted to kill her mom and her mom's family. Imagine how she's going to feel. I can't even imagine how she's going to feel. When I do these cases, I always try to put myself in the family's shoes. You know, I just can't imagine having to have a talk with a kid like that. I need to look at my chat a minute. Hey, Alex, let's see. See Alex there. I'm behind in my chat here. Let's catch up. Okay. Exactly, to have that many people involved, conspiracy to murder, it was crazy. And see, the thing with the Rhodens is they all lived really close together. All lived really close together. Now, I reckon, you know, some of them lived in mobile homes, and the police, like, hauled those mobile homes to, like, one of their lots, you know, where, like, they store evidence, and it really wasn't secured good. I remember reading articles, people complaining, you know, that nobody was guarding the evidence. It's just like sitting out in a freaking lot. Anyways. So James Hutchinson. I missed this. This article was about 2 days ago, I believe. Prosecutors detail evidence in James Hutchinson's case. So we're going to find out a few more details here. Bless his heart. They still not found his body. Look at his little smile. How could anyone harm him? One of his teachers said, you know, he was just the sweetest little boy, and he would get so excited and tickled when he would win an extra free lunch at school or a free snack. You know, kids get excited over little things like that, but it makes me wonder if she was withholding food from him. Makes me wonder if he didn't get what he wanted to eat at home. It's one thing about my house and the way I was raised up, you know, I never let my kid eat a bunch of junk food, but if he was hungry or wants something to drink, you know, he can get in the refrigerator or whatever and get what he wants. Prosecutors are revealing some of the evidence they gathered in the case against a Middleton mother and her boyfriend in connection with the death of her 6-year-old son. According to police, Brittany Gosney, 29, confessed to killing James Hutchinson on February 26 as he tried to get back into her minivan when she abandoned him and his 2 siblings ages 9 and 7, at a park in Preble County. Documents filed by the prosecution recently in Butler County show that they have surveillance video from Brittany Gosney's home. The video may be relevant to the case because police say Gosney returned to the park, put her kids in the minivan, and returned to her Middleton home. That's where prosecutors say Gosney and her boyfriend James Hamilton put her son's body in a spare room and left it for 48 hours before driving to the Ohio River in Lawrenceburg, Indiana, court records show. Oh, I thought he was left in the bedroom for 24 hours. It was 48. The boy's body has not been recovered. Also listed in documents from the prosecution were search warrants for 2 hard drives. Court records state that Gosney and Hamilton removed the hard drive from video cameras and their residence, along with tape and rope used to bind Hutchinson, and hid them at another location. Other items included in the warrants were Gosney's minivan, her home, garage, her phones, and 3 others. There were also digital files which possibly came from a cell phone, including calls, photos, and text. In addition, prosecutors revealed that they have DNA swabs from the floor inside Brittany Gosney's home, but there is not enough DNA on those swabs to share with the defense. Brittany and Hamilton face a combined 31-count indictment in connection with little James Hutchinson's death. Their tentative trial date is May 24th, but some expected it to be delayed with Brittany Gosney's recently pleading not guilty by reason of insanity, and her attorney raising questions about her competency to stand trial. The judge also ordered a psychological evaluation for her. A competency evaluation hearing is scheduled for April 26th. That's just in a few days. According to the sheriff's office report, Brittany told investigators she was under pressure from her boyfriend to get rid of James and his siblings. Weirdo monster bitch. She's competent. Let me tell you something. You are not insane if you plot and plan something and try to cover your steps. I don't want to hear that crap. Her boyfriend was pressuring her. So we're supposed to excuse her for killing James because her boyfriend pressured her? No. No, she knew exactly what she was doing. If James Hamilton had been pressuring her to jump off a bridge, would she have done it? Hell no, she wouldn't have. She didn't want her kids. He might not have wanted them, but she didn't want them either. And it wouldn't surprise me none if he was at the park with her when she drug little James with the minivan. Every time I talk about this story, it goes through my mind like a movie. I can see it plain as day. Her at that park trying to abandon them kids, and little James Hutchinson begging and pleading with his mommy not to leave them. He didn't want his mommy to abandon him, even though she had been abusing him and his siblings for a long time. He still didn't want her to abandon him. How pitiful. Him trying to hold on to that door and her just pushing the pedal to the floor. What an evil bitch. And that minivan, according to James Hamilton's ex-wife, is in James Hamilton's name. Now, she claimed that he was more than likely in that van. Basically, he didn't like Brittany driving the van and it in his name without him in there. Basically is what she was trying to say. And here's the thing. Brittany and James Hamilton are really in-laws. James Hamilton was Brittany's sister-in-law's husband. Yes. So she got with her ex's sister's husband. That's what happened. Sick bitch. I can't believe anyone would try to abandon their kids because of a man. That is so sick. Hope Letitia is her cellmate. Hey, that's another one that is a weirdo. She knew those kids before that jerk. Yeah. Well, now, allegedly, Brittany Gosney used to call, what is the sister-in-law's name? Priscilla. I've got it in my notes somewhere. Fraley, something like that. She used to call her and want to give her kids to her, or give James to her. And, the sister-in-law would be like, okay. And then Brittany would change her mind. I think CPS has been involved with that family before. So she moves in with James Hamilton. He gives her a place to stay, and then they start messing around. I think her family said about a month before this happened to little James Hutchinson that she quit talking to the family. She blocked them on social media and everything. I'm telling you, the not guilty by reason of insanity, it's not going to work. She is not an Andrea Gates. That woman was severely, severely mentally ill, and I do believe that she was insane. Still don't excuse her murdering her 5 children, though, does it? No, it doesn't. Yeah, I got a lot of sympathy with people that have mental illnesses because I have several myself. I have manic depression, which means you experience depression with mania. I have PTSD and ADHD. That stuff's hard to live with, but I tell you what, I've never thought about hurting anyone else. I mean, of course, I've thought about hurting myself before in the past. I'm not like that now. I just want to state that. But, yeah. Yesterday, I was lucky. I got so mad. I haven't been that manic in a really long time. I was lucky. I didn't have any kind of thoughts like that. But you can get real suicidal during mania. So I feel for anyone that's got a mental illness. I've told y'all, my papa was a paranoid schizophrenic, and he took his own life. Okay. Oh my gosh, I see something horrible. I have to get back to it. What else are we doing? Kristin Smart. Reuben Flores. Paul Flores' dad. Bond was reduced and he walked out of jail. I saw this last night. I kind of thought that he would bond out. He knew what his son did to Kristin, too. Is what makes it so bad. He helped him conceal her body. Kristin's Smart. Parents sue murder suspect's father for allegedly moving Cal Poly student's body. Okay, the parents of Kristin Smart have sued the father of the man accused of killing her after the father allegedly moved the victim's body from under his home. KTLA reports that the lawsuit was filed in San Luis Obispo or something. I can never say that. County Superior Court by attorney James Murphy on behalf of the Smart family. The lawsuit accuses Paul Rubin, 80 years old, of moving 19-year-old Kristin Smart's body under cover of darkness after authorities searched his home in 2020. Oh my gosh, so he just moved her body in 2020. Her body had been under his home for 20-some years. Had Kristin's remains not been rehidden, and then moved yet again, it is reasonably likely her parents could have been reunited with the remains of their daughter and would have been permitted the opportunity to conduct a burial service at which their daughter could be laid to rest in a place of honor and dignity, opposed to the present circumstances where their daughter's body was discarded like human garbage, the lawsuit read. The remains of a loved one, especially under the conditions of the disappearance and death of Kristin Smart, are precious to family members of those deceased persons. The lawsuit is seeking an unspecified amount in damages. Santa Maria Times reports that damages sought are for severe emotional distress spanning nearly 25 years. The lawsuit is seeking both punitive and exemplary damages to make an example of and to punish the defendant. I don't blame them whatsoever. Glad they did that. Rhoden Flores is also facing criminal charges in connection with the case. Earlier this month, he was arrested for an accessory after the fact of murder. He has since bailed out of jail. Rhoden, as Crime Online previously reported, Rhoden Flores' son, Paul Flores, 44, is the prime suspect in the disappearance and presumed death of Kristin Smart. He remains behind bars without bail on a felony murder charge. Kristin Smart disappeared on May 24, 1996, after attending an off-campus party near Cal Poly. She called her parents that night around 8 p.m. and left a voicemail. It was the last time they heard from her. Fellow student Paul Flores told authorities that he accompanied Kristin back to her dorm after the party where she lived. He claimed he then left and walked to his own dorm room. Flores had a black eye while speaking to investigators at the time. He explained it happened after playing basketball, but authorities were skeptical of his story. Flores later claimed he got the black eye while working on a truck. Eventually, he stopped talking to the investigators and obtained an attorney. When authorities brought cadaver dogs to the campus, the dogs reportedly made their way to room 128 at the Santa Lucia dorm where Flores lived. 2 dogs showed interest in a mattress on the left-hand side of the room, according to court documents, which was Flores' side of the room. And when they brought these dogs in, they didn't take that dog to room 128 and let that dog just search that room. No, they took it into the dormitory where all the rooms were, just like at the beginning, and the dog led them to room 128, Paul Flores' room. The dog's nose is hardly ever wrong. According to CARTA dog handler Adela Morris, there's a strong possibility that a deceased body had been in that room. The Daily Beast reported in 2016 that authorities once had the chance to arrest Paul Flores on rape charges prior to Kristin Smart's disappearance. Additional women reportedly came forward afterward and said Paul also sexually assaulted them. They now think Paul Flores is a serial rapist. One of the women said she contacted the sheriff's office and reported the incident, but Flores has never been convicted of any of the alleged assaults. Officials announced last week that they are investigating several instances of alleged sexual assault against numerous women, which reportedly happened at the hands of Paul Flores. He's a friggin' monster. Dozens of women have recounted Paul Flores' sexual assault and predatory behavior that document his 25 years as a serial rapist, court documents read. In March of this year and again in April, authorities spent hours searching Rhoden Flores' home. They used cadaver dogs and ground-penetrating radar while digging in areas outside the residence. Investigators also removed an old Volkswagen from the property. Investigators then alleged that Kristin Smart's body was once buried under the elder Flores' deck, but her remains were recently moved. According to court documents, authorities are in possession of biological evidence that makes them believe the victim was buried underneath Rhoden Flores' deck at one time. There is damning evidence that a body had been buried in that location and then recently moved. Both father and son have pleaded not guilty to the charges against them. Hey, I get loving your kid. I'd give my life for my son. I'd give him my last breath of air. But I could no way consciously help him hide a body of someone else's child. I would have to turn my son in as much as I love him. And he didn't turn his son in. Rhoden Flores didn't. He covered for him. And what did Paul do? He continued to commit crimes, continued to allegedly rape women. How do we know that he has not murdered another woman? We don't. We don't. Because we know there's like, that's in like the city. So, of course, there's probably a bad side of town. There's probably people that work, like prostitutes and things like that. Maybe he's picked up a prostitute and snapped on them and murdered them, discarded their body. Maybe no one's missing them. It's untelling what all this man has done. I know when I was listening to a podcast about him, I think it's called In Your Own Backyard. Um, Actually, that guy that done the podcast really helped the police with this case because he brought forth new witnesses and interviewed them and everything. But anyways, when I was listening to that podcast, he said everybody that he talked to that knew Paul Flores back in the day, when he was at college with Kristin Smart, they all said that he was a weirdo. They all dreaded to see him come to parties. He would also do prank calls back then, harassing women. He was a creep. All the girls thought he was a creep. He creeped them out. Telling you, it may take 25 years. You just can't hardly get by with murder. I am so glad that they have arrested him. I really thought maybe he would never be arrested. They just couldn't get enough on him. Hey, Carolina girl, how are you doing? You know me, I always put myself in the shoes of other people. I just could not help my son cover up something like that. If I knew he harmed somebody, I'd have to turn him in. I'd have no choice, wouldn't y'all? I mean, it would be a hard thing to do. But you have to do the right thing. You can't let your child harm other people's children. Anyways, prayers for Kristin's family. I pray that they are able to give her a proper burial. Maybe Paul will eventually cooperate. He's not in 25 years, so I don't look for it. But maybe after he sits in jail for a while and after he gets a chance to look at all the evidence against him, maybe he'll think, hey, I'm going to have to take a plea deal because they've got me. I'm just going to have to fess up and cooperate. Maybe they'll show me some leniency if I tell them where her body's at. Can you believe for 25 years the Flores family has been out there sitting on their deck, barbecuing, planting flowers outside, living their life, all the while Kristin Smart's body was buried under the deck? Think about that for a minute. Paul Flores probably sitting on the back deck with his daddy, maybe drinking a beer, smoking a cigarette, laughing, having good conversation, and all the while Kristin Smart's under the deck, buried. Sick. It's sick when you say it out like that. I mean, it's sick anyways if you don't say it out like that. But when you really sit and think about those people sitting on that deck, probably barbecuing, out there with their family, having, little get-togethers, and Kristin Smart's body buried under the deck. Sick. He deserves more than accessory after the fact. Did they charge him with tampering with the corpse? Hey, Seaman, that is morbid. Yes. Yes, it's totally it's totally sick. Never convicted. Oh my God, 25 years later. So for 25 years, see, if they had investigated Paul Flores when he was accused of sexual assault before Kristin's disappearance, Kristin may still be here today. I know we can't go back in time and do the what ifs, but I'm just saying, I mean, that's the way I feel about it. Wouldn't you just live a life of paranoia? Yeah, I mean, yeah, you would think so. Had they never searched that property with cadaver dogs before? Is that the first place they had her buried? Under Reuben Flores's deck? Or was she buried somewhere else? Yes, Cece, it's like a cat leaving his mouse on the back steps. Yes, Vicky. Hey, that's a perfect example. Yes. Grind James, sick as F. Yeah. Yeah, when you sit and you think, a back deck, people have family get-togethers and everything. Some people have no conscience in heart. I'm one of these people. I've got a really bad conscience, um, and a really big heart, which gets me in a lot of trouble sometimes. But I could not do that. I couldn't live with myself. No way. Knowing something like that. Okay, so what's up next? Oh, I got something to tell y'all about Joe Exotic. And then I saw something about a pregnant woman who committed murder-suicide. Well, look at that. That's awful. Okay, let me go up. Hey, Joe Exotic is willing to make a deal with the devil. Carol Baskin. He is desperate to get out. Hey, I can't blame him. Like 20 some years in prison. That's a freaking long time. Hold on, it's going to play a daggone video on me. I know it is. I hope not. I hate when that does that. And you click on an article and they automatically start playing videos. Okay. Have pigs started flying yet? In a shocking turn of events, Tiger King star Joe Exotic is calling on his enemy, Carol Baskin, to stay true to her word and help him get out of prison early, but with one condition. In an interview with the Mirror, Howard Baskin, husband to Carol, said if Joe were to come out and say, I now know what I did was wrong and I want to help, I would like to support passage of the Big Cat Public Safety Act and stop this breeding. If he were to do that, it might position him in a positive way for a pardon. And frankly, I might be willing to go and urge at least a reduction in his sentence. So this is actually not Carol saying this. This is Howie. She probably told him to say it. She keeps him on a tight leash. Literally keeps him on a leash. Okay. Gosh, Joe looks rough in that picture. I hope if he gets out, he never dyes his hair that color again. Okay. The statement caught the attention of Joe Exotic, whose real name is Joseph Maldonado Passage, as he serves time on a 22-year sentence after being convicted in 2017 of a murder for hire plot to kill Carol Baskin. In an exclusive interview with Entertainment Tonight from the Federal Medical Center in Fort Worth, Texas, Joe said, it is time for Carol and Howard to put up or shut the hell up, because I'm accepting their offer, he said. I'm going to take it one step further than that, okay? It is time to get on the phone to President Biden or whoever they need to do that they've got in their little financial back pocket and say, hey, Joe is willing to support a big cat bill to protect cats in America from being exploited. But we need to keep our end of the deal and get Joe a pardon, because this wasn't really about murder for hire or shooting 5 tigers. This was about exploiting Joe to support Carol's agenda. So there's the offer on the table, all right? Oh, Lord, Joe, honey. They just can't call up the president and tell him that crap that you just said in that statement. I mean, that is not the way pardons work, okay? You've got to go through the proper procedures, to apply for a pardon, I believe. You can't just, Carol's not going to be able to just call up President Biden herself. It don't work that way. Okay. So the Big Cat Public Safety Act was the brainchild of Carol Baskin, as revealed in the popular Netflix docuseries. It prevents private ownerships of big cats in an effort to prevent zoos like exotics from existing. It passed the House of Representatives on December 3rd. Let me tell you something. Carol is all about herself. She really don't care about them cats. She used to breed cats her damn self, and she still does, secretly. She has been busted out, going to auctions back in the day, buying animals, and then putting up videos acting like they need medical care. She was busted for that. She claimed this one little tiger cub couldn't walk on his back legs, and someone at her sanctuary took a video of that little tiger cub jumping in and out of a little kiddie pool. She makes a killing on social media, y'all. Okay, I'll testify in front of the Senate. I'll testify in front of the House. They want to end big cats in America. They want to end the exploitation of them. I'm the man to do it, Joe said. But it's time to get an attorney general down here and listen to the evidence that I have to prove I'm innocent to get me the hell out of here. They've got my support. Other than that, they need to stay the hell out of the news with all their crap just to get their name in the paper because I just called their bluff. I wouldn't seek a reduced sentence for Joe based upon him just saying he'd help end cub handling, Baskin said to Entertainment Tonight in response to Joe's comments. I think he'd say anything, but not actually do it. He'd have to actually work with authorities to bring all of his buddies to justice and work with legislators to end cub handling. Then I'd want him to be rewarded for having done the right thing. Oh, you love having the power, don't you, Caskin Baskin? In the 2.5 years that Joe has spent in prison, he has maintained his innocence and even asked former President Trump to pardon him. Unfortunately for Joe, the pardon never happened, and he expressed his displeasure with the decision. Joe cracks me up when I read his statements like, get on the phone with Biden and tell them they need to give me a pardon. Oh, I needed to read that. Poor old Joe. I do think he was set up for the murder for hire thing. Shooting the 5 tigers. I hope and pray he really didn't do that. He said that he put those tigers down because they were sick. And if you put them down like using like a shot to put them to sleep, you actually have to tranquilize the tiger first. And that trank dart goes into them about 80 miles an hour. And it burns the hell out of them. A human can't even touch that dart to pull it out of the animal till about 15 minutes later till it cools off. And when the animal is hit with that dart, it goes freaking crazy. Starts trying to climb the enclosures. I mean, it really stresses the animal out. So Joe said, as bad as he hated to do it, he would shoot them in the head, quick and easy. You know, when they were ill and suffering. I don't like shooting animals, but that was his explanation for it. He just gonna dial Biden up. I know it. Oh, I didn't see Mike in the chat this morning. I've been missing you, Mike. Mike's been busy working. Anyways, okay, I got one more thing to share with y'all. We're going to end the stream on a good note, though. I got a video I'm going to play for y'all. But first, I want to look. Pregnant mom and 2-year-old son killed in murder-suicide weeks before she was due to give birth. Oh, no. Oh, this is so sad. This little boy is beautiful, beautiful. I'm going to get the ads down and I'll share it. This don't sound right to me. Why would she do this? Somebody could stage this. Make it look like she done this. I'm going to have to read the article. I don't know if I'm buying this. I was late, CC. Oh, okay. Cement shoes. There's that bot again. You know what? I'm going to go. I don't know if Amanda Lynn's still in here, but she's got a channel. Red Rum. She's got one. I don't know, but I'm wondering if some of us have something in our settings and set up a bot. I don't know how to do crap like that. I just know that that the Google moderator team it's hitting everybody's channel. I went through my wrenches last night, and nobody has a wrench that don't come in here every morning. So I don't have any kind of rogue mod. I used to have a lot of moderators, but I don't have them anymore. Okay. Pregnant mom and 2-year-old son killed and murdered suicide weeks before she was due to give birth. Look at his little face. Oh, she's beautiful too. A pregnant newlywed in her 3rd trimester and her 2-year-old son were shot and killed by the woman's husband of less than a year, who also took his own life. Okay, I thought it meant she killed him and herself. Okay, I'm sorry. So it was her husband killed her, the little boy, and then himself in Arkansas, Van Buren, Arkansas. Okay, police in Van Buren, Arkansas responded to a call of a shooting at about 12:40 a.m. Sunday. Found Peyton Nicole Priest, 23, her 2-year-old son Grayson Alexander Beckham, dead of apparent gunshot wounds. Peyton's husband, David Wayne Priest, 24, had also been shot and was the only person alive in the home when officers responded. He was taken to the hospital, where he was later pronounced dead. Police reportedly believe David Priest shot his wife and stepson before shooting himself. A neighbor in the duplex home who called police reportedly said that the gunshot had pierced the wall dividing the units and hit just above the headboard of the bed where he was sleeping with his wife. Neighbors told 4029 that they heard sounds of an argument before shots rang out, but it's not clear if the couple had any previous history of domestic violence. Peyton and David's Facebook pages, as well as their relative pages, show recent photos of the smiling couple, who appear to have been married this summer. They've probably been together for a while, though. Look at that picture. What happened to him? Why did he kill her? Why did he kill the little boy in her and the baby she was carrying? A couple of weeks back, they were outside playing, neighbor Sarah Bills tells 4029 News. They're always nice. They're sweet. The wife's beautiful, and she was so pretty, and the child was so sweet, so kind. No innocent life should be taken, and a child not even born yet, and a toddler. No life should be taken. Authorities have not yet commented on a possible motive. Well, I will update y'all when I find out more. They'll be putting more information out about this. This is so sad. Prayers for their family, her family, his family too, because, they can't help what he did. So sad. I think I got speechless right there. That's really, really sad. Where was that at? I know people with that. That was in Arkansas, Van Buren or something, Arkansas. I know people with that last name. They're not good people usually, in and out of prison, jail. Oh, really? I don't know anyone by the last name of Priest around here. We got a lot of Mullenses around here. Different names. Hamiltons, names like that. Okay, so we're going to end our stream. I'll probably see y'all later this evening for some coffee on the porch. I'm going to try to rest today. Yesterday freaking exhausted me. But we're going to end our stream with the video of Skylar Rain talking smack. We talk about so many horrible things. Sometimes I like to end on a good note. I wish I would remember to do it every day. I got to get busy. I got to get my hair washed and blowed out. I may go get me a ring light today. Okay, let's
So I thought there was a skunk in the yard today. So I hauled ass and found Linda hiding behind the barn. Well, I think you and I both know what she was doing. I told her to put the damn sticky icky away. She said no, it's medicinal. I told her, well, you better puff pass that medicinal shit on over, or I'm telling Dad. Needless to say, I can't move and I keep seeing a unicorn in the corner. His name is Pablo and he's so pretty. Everything is so pretty. Sir.
Let's listen to that again.
So I thought there was a skunk in the yard today.
It
So
cracks
I
me
hauled
up.
ass and found Linda hiding behind the barn. Well, I think you and I both know what she was doing. I told her to put the damn sticky icky away. She said no, it's medicinal. I told her, well, you better puff pass that medicinal shit on over, or I'm telling Dad. Needless to say, I can't move and I keep seeing a unicorn in the corner. His name is Pablo and he's so pretty. Everything is so pretty. Sir. So I thought
Oh,
there was a
crap. I
skunk
didn't
in the
mean to play
yard
it
today.
again. Okay. Okay. That's enough. That cracked me up when I heard that voice clip this morning. Let me go back to my live chat here. Okay. Anyways, I guess I'm going to get off here, guys, and get some things done. I feel exhausted. I'm emotionally drained. When I get that upset and hurt, I get emotionally drained. Yesterday was a horrible, horrible day. I'm going to call my doctor. I need to have a talk with my doctor. I am taking some depression medicine, but it's just not strong enough. See, I follow you on TikTok, and Skylar gives me a good giggle when she posts. Anybody can get those little clips. Like if you see someone else with a funny little clip, you can go down there in the corner and you can save like that little voiceover to your favorites and go back and add it to a video later. Everybody does it. Everybody uses those little clips. I knew you'd like that, Sapphire. Sapphire, you need to start a TikTok and put up little videos of the goats and Kodiak. I'll tell you in Discord, Mike. I'll send you a message, Mike. It's just if something stupid happens, something stupid. People don't. Let me just say this. Everybody knows me that's been in my chat for a while. If you've not been in my chat for a while, it's not hard to figure out what type of person I am. I'm very sensitive, and when I like someone and I respect them, and they make a public post about me, it's very hurtful. But what I was going to say is anybody that knows me knows if you make, and I'm close with you and you're my friend, and you make a post about me that is not nice or insinuating something that's not true, that I'm going to get very, very upset about it. I'm very, very sensitive. I probably shouldn't be on social media. I have to remind myself, not everybody is like me. Just because I wouldn't do someone like that, I have to tell myself that don't mean other people. Other people won't do it. I did get an apology email. I did not read the bottom of it. But you know, if you're going to say something to me publicly, apologize to me publicly. Other than that, I've got nothing else to say about it, and it's history. It's over. It'll probably take me a while to forgive and move past it, because that's just the type of person I am. I've been through a lot of trauma in my life, and it is hard for me to forgive people. But anyways, if anybody has a problem with me and you're a close friend of mine or a friend or whatever, please just email me. I'm very understanding, and I'm sure we can work it out. But I don't censor anyone on my channel, and I don't appreciate a post saying that I did. I don't appreciate it. It was uncalled for. It could have been handled privately. And if you get that butt hurt over some deleted comments, stay out of my chat, because crap happens. I've been deleted on that channel too, so, and I didn't say a damn word about it. But anyways, I'm going to stay in my own lane and on my own channel and do my own thing, and eventually I will get over it. And yeah, some things you just don't do, and I was mistreated yesterday, and I don't appreciate it. If you're going to mistreat me publicly, apologize to me publicly, not in an email. Because you had numerous times to apologize to me. I was very nice about it, and I shouldn't have been that nice. This stay away from me because you knew when you put that post up that it was going to make me cry and upset me. And if you didn't know that, then you don't know me at all. But I would never in a million years do somebody like that. I've been insulted in chats. I never say a word about it. I don't do no post. Blame nobody when my comments get deleted. I don't do no post, especially someone I like, care about, and support. I'd never make a post like that. It's just the way it is. So, lost a good friend over it. Be kind to one another. I deal with a lot every day. I was having a wonderful day yesterday, and I was triggered. Men trigger me when they are mean to me, or I think they're being mean to me. It wasn't like anything real bad was said. It's just like it was a lie. I don't censor people. There is a Google moderator. I just shared it earlier this morning. They've deleted Sapphire several times. That's just the way it is. If that bothers you, go somewhere else, I guess, you know. I can't help it. But I'm not going to be attacked over it. It may, upset over something I have no control over and be made out to be like that the Google moderator team don't exist when Amanda Lynn has a channel. She was in my chat this morning. Happens to her all the time. Happens to everybody. It didn't happen on my channel for a long time, and it was just happening on everybody else's channel. Now it's on mine. I like your style, CC, your class act. Thank you, Sapphire. I appreciate your support, and I appreciate you defending me. You have my back. I have y'all's too. Yeah, I'm mad at myself, Melanie, for letting my light dim. I'm mad at myself for getting that upset. I mean, to some people, it probably wouldn't have been that big of a deal, but to me, to have a friend do me that way, I felt like I got a knife put in my back, especially someone that knows me and knows it's going to upset me and make me cry. That's what I'm pissed off about the most. Anybody that knows me knows that was going to hurt me. I wear my heart on my sleeve, so they don't have to worry about me being ever back again. I left the membership unsubscribed, and I'm moving on. When I get a public apology, I might move forward. Until then, I'm going my own way. Anyways, I love y'all. Sorry about the negativity, but that's all right. We will probably have a good evening, a good little chat on the porch. If it don't snow, it's looking a little chilly out there. But anyways, be safe, be kind, have a wonderful Friday, and I'll see y'all later. Peace.